A North Georgia restaurant owner now has to pay thousands of dollars for allegedly violating child labor laws.
Atlanta News First Bridget Spencer is live from the U.S. Department of Labor in downtown Atlanta. And Bridget, investigators say this happened at 2 different Culver's restaurants.
That's right. The franchise owner is said to have violated child labor laws at 2 of their North Georgia locations. This investigation has been carrying on for a few years now, and now they're being forced to pay up. The owner of 2 Culver's locations is facing a more than $60,000 penalty after allegedly violating child labor laws. The activity occurred between June of 2021 and June of 2023, according to court documents from Hall County. The owner, Adabi Investments, is said to have had more than 70 violations of kids working during restricted hours at their Suwanee location, and they're also accused of allowing 3 kids under 16 to work during prohibited hours at their Dawsonville location. Federal child labor laws state that 14 and 15-year-olds shall not work before 7 a.m., not work after 7 p.m., and not work during normal school hours. Additionally, court documents state there were 3 employees under 16 who worked the manual fryer, which is deemed a hazardous job, at the Suwanee location. We spoke to a source close to the situation who wanted to remain anonymous, and they say the owner is no longer hiring 14 and 15-year-old workers. In a statement, Culver says in part, quote, "Upon being made aware of the violations, the franchisee took responsibility swiftly and successfully corrected all conditions reported in the corresponding Labor Department audit." And also, Culver's went on to say all franchisees are required to follow all state as well as federal labor laws, and they say they do receive training on all of those laws as well. We're live in Atlanta. Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.